Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Good to be with you on the second day of 2026. It's Ryan Breton. We're going to talk about the weekend weather and look ahead to next week, which features a pattern change in a way that we haven't seen for probably a month and a half or so. Maybe around Thanksgiving was the last time we saw the jet stream do what it looks like it may do as we get toward the end of next week. But before then, we've got a lot of cold. We'll start with that. These are your high temperatures as of Friday afternoon. Remember, the normal high, the average high for the time of year, 34. And we were only 22 in Portland, 14 in Bangor. Single numbers for high temperatures in the mountains and up north. And just to give you an idea of what the wind chills were Friday afternoon, they've been a factor. Wind chill of 8 in Portland, 0 in Bangor, 3:30 on Friday afternoon, and below 0 all the way up north, and well below 0 at that. There is a cold weather advisory that's been issued through Saturday morning for the mountains and far north. This is the old wind chill advisory. It's just now called a cold weather advisory. So the idea here is that the wind chills tonight into Saturday morning are going to be well below 0 in the mountains and up north. And they probably stay below 0 all day tomorrow. If you're thinking of doing any skiing, maybe the wind chill in the afternoon gets to like 0, but we're going to have some gusts up to about 25 miles per hour. So if you're going to be hitting the slopes, actual air temperature in the morning will be around 0. In the afternoon on Saturday, it gets into the lower teens, but when you factor in the wind, it probably only feels like 0 at the best part of the day. So warm clothing, layers will be the name of the game here. I think on Sunday there's a lighter wind. Morning temperatures probably around or even below 0. Afternoon highs get back into the upper teens up in the mountains on Sunday. Wanted to mention just as we wrap up December, this is where it ended up in Portland, about 6 degrees below average. That's taking into account the daily low, the daily high. You put them together and you come up with the average temperature for the day. So when you put those all together for the month, it's nearly 6 degrees below average. And in Bangor, it comes in about 6 below average as well. All the blue squares there representing days with temperatures that were colder than normal. If you're wondering how this stands up, it comes in about 19th coldest in Bangor and 11th coldest, in Portland, 11 coldest in Bangor, and the records in Bangor go back to the early 50s. So it certainly was a cold December. It's got the feeling of a classic winter around here. Of course, we've had some snow. As far as how that shakes out for the season so far, I can pull up those numbers. We are a bit below average in Portland, but right around average, a bit above in Bangor, and right on target in Caribou for how much snow we have seen through this point in the season compared to average. And then if you look in between these sites, a place like Lewiston or Brunswick, which isn't an official climate site, they're certainly above average, thanks to that one storm that came in Christmas Eve morning and dumped 1.5 feet of snow on them. And the snowpack is still in solid shape too. I was up in the mountains yesterday, and they've got plenty on the ground there, and in central Maine too. You can still kind of see the impact of that Christmas Eve storm. The snowpack on the southern Maine coast, not quite as thick, but you've got kind of this icy layer from some freezing rain that we've seen on top of the snow that fell that's kind of compressed and consolidated that snowpack. So yeah, winter is in full swing around here for sure. I teased a little bit of a pattern change though. You're going to have to be patient because it remains quite cold through Monday, and the jet stream has generally been configured this way since about Thanksgiving. We haven't seen many warm-ups at all. If you remember, the day before Thanksgiving, especially southern New England, was very warm, getting into the 60s. We didn't get quite that warm here. We stayed in the 30s and 40s, but that was the last time New England really had a substantial warm-up. We're not going to get that warm, but there are signs end of next week. 40s are on the table. Some of the models putting out temperatures in the mid-40s even once you get to the Thursday, Friday time frame. I've tempered them back a little bit because sometimes with snow on the ground, it can be harder to get that warm up in here. But nonetheless, you can tell the jet stream's flipping a bit. And the longer range outlook, this is the 6 to 10 day range from January 8th to the 12th, has us in warmer than average weather as well. Worth remembering, that's warmer than average for the time of year. And at that point, average high is in the mid-teens, mid-30s, average low is in the mid-teens. So I think we're going to get out of the deep freeze, at least temporarily. We'll have to see how long we carry this into January. My suspicion is it won't be all that long before we're back to bitter chill. So we'll give you here the hour-by-hour forecast for your Saturday. Again, it's a cold start. We're going to start in the single numbers inland, right around 10 or 12 at the coastline. I think we have a fair amount of sunshine on Saturday. Again, the wind is going to be a factor. During the day, it's not super strong, but 10 to 15 or so miles per hour with some higher gusts will make these high temperatures feel colder. And look at northern Maine, your actual temperatures don't even hit 10 in Caribou and Holton. So it's quite cold on our Saturday. There is a little clipper system. It's almost even hard to call it that comes by to our south overnight Saturday night into Sunday morning. And you can see here there are some flurries that develop. We're going to keep some flurries in the forecast for Sunday morning. I don't see it being statewide, but there could be a snow shower. It's cold. Might get a dusting of snow in spots, but most of that moisture kind of dries up as it approaches. And otherwise, Sunday, we're still cold, but we're not going to be as breezy. So I don't think the wind chill is as much of a factor on Sunday afternoon. That said, we're right back into the freezer for Monday. I will show you the high temperatures for Monday too. And just let them pop on here. It may take a second. But Monday looks quite cold. You'll see them pop in here momentarily. We're not going to have a ton of wind on Monday, but it's another kind of shot of this Arctic air coming down. We have a high of 18 in Portland, 15 in Bangor and Bar Harbor, and we'll get into the low and mid-teens inland too on Monday. So a frigid feeling day for sure. But after that, things do change a little bit. There's a little system to our west on Monday. Also, a lot of that dries up. It could bring us some snow showers Monday night or early Tuesday. But this is actually a sign that the air mass is starting to lose some of its cold punch. And Tuesday, we're back into the upper 20s to around 30. And then Wednesday, the next system comes in, but it comes in into that milder air mass, so it's not going to be all snow. Right now it looks like a mix of snow and rain. Could start as some snow at the coast, but it should turn to rain. The best bet for staying mostly snow would be north of Route 2 up into northern Maine. Doesn't look like a big system right now, and then once that goes by, we do warm things up a little bit for Thursday and Friday of next week. So here's the 7-day. Again, it's still going to be quite cold tomorrow on your Saturday. Temperatures only in the teens to around 20. Colder wind chills. So if you are in the mountains, especially doing any skiing, it's full-on winter gear tomorrow. Could be a few flurries south on Sunday. Again, it doesn't look like a big system at this time, but some flakes are possible. And then another shot of cold comes in for Sunday night and Monday. Temperatures on Monday generally between about 15 and 20 at best in central and southern Maine. Colder off to the north. Chance for some flurries or snow showers Monday night into Tuesday morning. That does not look substantial at this point in time. Wednesday is the next one to watch, but again, it's not super cold ahead of it. So I think that if we start as snow, there's likely to be a rain-snow line that works inland some distance from the coastline on Wednesday. And then we thaw out a little bit. Could be up around 40 for Thursday and Friday, and the next system on Friday is coming into an even warmer air mass. That also doesn't look significant, but it's probably warm enough for some rain showers or maybe a little wintry mix up north as that comes in on Friday. I will say I'm a little surprised there are no big storms in this forecast. Even the Wednesday one doesn't look substantial, because given we're going to see this change in the jet stream, sometimes you can get a storm as the cold is departing, and you remain just cold enough that you get a decent shot of snow. But it just doesn't look like that's going to be the way it plays out. I don't see any major storms over the next 10 days, and then we'll just have to see how long we carry this little thaw into the middle of January. So that's the way it's looking on this Friday. weather-weenies at newcentermaine.com is our email. If you have any questions, comments, send them our way. If you're not a fan of the frigid weather, we do have a little warm-up Wednesday, Thursday, and that'll be good for some of the ice on the driveways and whatnot. And by the way, if you need a car wash, I need one desperately. My car looks like it's been through a war zone with all the salt and spray. You can probably do it any of the next several days, but just know if you get some flurries Sunday morning and maybe a little light snow Monday night, again, you'll have that spray on the roads if they've got to go out and treat them. So have a good weekend. I'll see you back here next week, and stay warm.